Hello, beautiful people, beautiful souls. Welcome to the year in review on Life Chats with Friends. I am so excited to get the opportunity to create space to reflect. If this is your first time joining us, welcome and thank you for being here. If you are returning for a second, third, fourth, or fifth time, thank you for all the time that you took to tune in this year, to be a part of these discussions, to be a part of these conversations in and around all things self-discovery and what it means to live authentically. I was really took some time to think about what this year in review episode could look like, and what I ended up doing was issuing a call for different content topics, themes, ideas that would be good to cover. And based on what I saw in the feedback that was submitted, it seems like you all are interested in learning a little bit more about me and the experience that I have had this year, or experiences that I have been having that led to the creation of all of this. So I am so stoked to get the opportunity to turn the spotlight on myself and let you all in. And today I will look to cover 5 themes that came through. So the first being, what is it that I am most proud of from 2023? And then there was a flip side to that, asking, how is it that I go about enjoying the moments and finding peace? I will also look to talk about spiritual discoveries from this year. I will talk about my relationship to tarot, and I will look to close the episode with my thoughts, very high level, on war, love, and peace. So with that, I won't waste any time. I will keep this super brief and I will dive in. What is it that I am most proud of from 2023? There is a lot to be proud of from this year. This was a really dynamic year for me, full of ups and downs, as I'm sure it was for many of you. I would classify this year for me as a year of really strong professional and personal development and growth, really diving into life and all of my experiences headfirst. I am most proud of the work that was done in mending relationships with many different family members, and the most important ones for me being the relationship with my mother and my biological father, who was MIA for a good amount of time, but coming back full circle with both of them. And the deeper I go and the more space that we create to have really deep conversations that are in and around trauma or different traumatic experiences that I've had in my life, and being able to look beneath the surface and address those things head on, have been very beneficial and valuable in me learning more about myself and getting to better understand why I am the way that I am. I am excited to see where those relationships will go and how they'll continue to develop as we move into the future. The next thing that I would say I'm most proud of from this year would be all of the work that has gone into deepening and developing the relationship with my partner. So we got engaged at the end of last year, which is awesome. And this last year, 2023, has been just a lot of work and experience in understanding what it means to be with and what it means to have a life partner and to build a life together, moving forward as one unit. And it's been exhilarating, it's been thrilling, it's been a lot of learnings, and again with that relationship as well, cannot wait to see what the future has in store. I'm also very, very proud of where this podcast is today. So the evolution of this, and how myself and a small team that I'm now building around me have been able to take feedback, take inputs, take insights, and apply those to what we're doing here. So I'm now in a full-blown small studio space. Thank you to everyone that has been, or everyone that has come along the journey. So Stephen Elder, our producer, cameraman. Thank you so much to Tony Nunez, who has been helping with all the videography and helping with the look and feel of the show. This too, I cannot wait to see how we continue to evolve in 2024. And the last thing I would say that I am most proud of from this year is really the time that I took to feel my way through relationships and figuring out who are the right people that I need around me at this given time to help me continue moving in the right direction and progressing and elevating as a whole human being and getting closer to living and being my most authentic self. So that would be my list. And if you're watching this, at the end of the segment, I would love to hear a little bit more about what you all are proud of. And this really, again, is a good moment in time for reflection and celebration of your wins. We all have wins despite, some of the lows. There's always a learning. There's always something coming out on the other side of that. So yes, would love to hear what you all are proud of from 2023. The flip side of that question was, how do I go about enjoying the moments and finding peace? And for me, peace really lives within, and it's something that I actively seek despite the vast depiction of suffering and grief that is ever present in our world. And you see this when you turn on the TV or as you're scrolling through your feed. But what that has looked like for me specifically this year is really spending time with this idea around paradox. And to break that down or to simplify that, the best way to think about that is yin and yang, or good and evil, light and dark. And having come to terms with that, I've really been able to slow down and look inwards, really getting in tune, connecting with myself and my life and the moments that are unraveling around me, whether that be on a walk, recognizing the seasons, recognizing nature at play and all the beauty in that. And the more that I've been able to do that, the more I've been able to have gratitude for the progress that I'm making in my life and finding peace and enjoying those moments, as slow as some of them may be. And it has been for me really sitting with my emotions, checking in with myself, and feeling my way through all of my experiences. And the more that I can do that, the more that we can do that, the more that we can all enjoy the moments, little moments that we are all having in our lives. Again, despite all of life's challenges and all the craziness that may be happening around us. Fantastic. So the next topic that was suggested for me to cover, and when I saw this one, I was so excited to get into or share this side of myself that may not be outwardly visible to a lot of people. But this one, or these two actually, I will group them, are spiritual discoveries from 2023 and my relationship to tarot. And I would kind of put those two together. But spiritual discoveries from 2023. So to give a little bit of context, or to provide a little bit of context, I have been on what I would classify as a spiritual journey, awakening for the past 18 months. And it has been thrilling, exhilarating, confusing at times, and I have been sitting with all the moments, digesting them, getting to better understand what they mean, and to me, this spiritual journey and experience has been looking at myself or experiencing myself in a totally different way, as light almost, and seeing myself in my most rawest, authentic form, and getting glimpses of that and better understanding, like, okay, what does it mean to release all this fear, to really be myself? What does it mean to really step into my own personal power and to operate from that space and to give back to the world and to be this beacon of light? And really, this process, this transformation has been a journey of healing. So a lot of the things that I've spoken about earlier that I'm most proud of, the relationships that I'm mending with family members, or my personal romantic relationship, like that, all of that has been a part of this spiritual journey, spiritual discoveries, recognizing that I do have the power to go beneath the surface, to tackle a lot of these things that I have deemed at some point or time in my life so traumatic that I could never reveal to the world or could never tackle and face those things. And I would also say, and looping in the question around my relationship to tarot, this has been a great tool for me and has been a really big part of my own spiritual journey, discovery process. But this was introduced to me by a friend in Denver, Colorado. Her name is Jess Vaughn, and we were sitting in her living room, and she pulled out these cards and did the spread and did the reading, and I was so drawn and so hooked from there that this has now become a part of my own personal practice ritual, daily personal practice and ritual in and around all things self-love. But the way that I've been using this is really leveraging it as a tool for self-reflection, leveraging it as a tool to dig beneath my subconscious, looking at things that may not be visible or outwardly present to me in any given point or time. And what I love about this is that there is something in this for everyone. So regardless of where you are in your life or what point you are in your life, there's something in this that will or could help you just look at your issue, look at what you might be going through with a little bit of perspective, or get you to slow down and say, hang on, what am I not seeing here that needs some attention or needs to be addressed? And to that point, it really helps to put you in that place of personal power where you can then take inspired action to do something differently to get you to where you do want to be. So that's how I've been using tarot. That has been my relationship to tarot, and that's how it's combined with my spiritual discoveries and experiences that I've been having in 2023. The last thing I will say to close on this one is I have been seeking a lot of help. So I have had help with and through different coaches. So grateful to coaches and partners, for example, at Lyra Health. Thank you so much for all the help that you've provided this year. Earlier this year as well, I had and did several different spiritual experiences. So the first one was in Oaxaca, Mexico, and got the opportunity to sit through an indigenous practice, which was awesome. It felt more like a really deep meditation in a sweat lodge, and I also got the opportunity to do a guided psilocybin and MDMA therapy session with a professional therapist. If you'd like to hear more about that, let me know. I'm happy to share more details on what that was like and what I learned from that experience. All right. So I've got two more things for you, or one more, and then I'll add a bonus. The next thing that I was asked to talk about were my thoughts, more broad scope, on love, peace, and war. And this too, I will keep super brief. I am a firm believer that love is what creates. It's what created all of us. I think it's what tears us apart. And I do think it's what will bring us back together when all of these global tensions are said and done, when we see ourselves through on the other side. I would just say that the one thing that you all can do to take good care of yourselves as all of these things are unfolding is just being mindful of how much information, visuals, graphics you're deciding to consume. All of that can have a negative impact on your biology, your physical biology. And so just being mindful of that, checking in with family members, checking in with friends that may be personally affected by this can go a really, really long way. The last bonus thing that I will add that I did not mention at the top were my top 5 places of travel for this year that I would highly recommend. So the first is Oaxaca, Mexico, which I had previously mentioned. Such an awesome place. The people, the vibes, the textiles, culture, food. Amazing, would highly recommend. Zipolite, Mexico as well, in the state of Oaxaca, was a fantastic trip. Another spiritual type experience. It is like a hippie commune tucked away on the side of a beach, and everybody that was there for a reason on the island in their own journey to self-discovery, and you could tell it was just a different type of energy and feel, and would highly recommend that. Los Angeles was fantastic this year. It was my first time visiting. Did several trips out there to see friends, look around, check out different neighborhoods. It is its own vibe, creator community, and excited to dive a little bit deeper into that whole scene. First trip to Chicago this year. Really enjoyed the deep dish pizza. Where else? San Francisco, have been going back and forth quite a bit for work. SF is a little too cold for me, but love San Francisco and cannot wait to get back. So that is my year in review. I do hope this is a little bit more of a glimpse into the experience that I have been having, that I've had this year. I hope you all create the space and time to just tune out, set some time aside to do a practice, engage in something like this. I know many of us do this for work, but it's really important to do this type of reflection for you, for yourself. Where are you in your life? Where do you want to go? Are you doing the things that you really want to do that are aligned to your highest good? Create the space to do this. It will pay off. I trust me. With that, I will look to close this segment now. So I am wishing you all a very, very happy and safe holiday break with your family members and friends. This can be a very stressful time for many. So again, I hope you do create the space to tune out, go for a walk, put your phone on do not disturb, head to the beach, head to the mountains, whatever you need to reground and reconnect with the earth and yourself. Please take good care of yourselves. I will see you in the new year. Be safe, much love, and see you in 24.